this is the week where we are going through a massive light body upgrade. What are the signs of a spiritual death and rebirth? Today on Earth 1111. Hey, it's Roxanne. This is Earth 1111. I do videos on spiritual awakening, ascension, 5D New Earth, and all the magical and weird stuff in between. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already. So this week, we have entered a massive ascension portal. This is kind of like a culmination of all the energies that we have been bombarded with for many months now, since around December. So our light body, our physical body, has been blasted with massive amounts of gamma photonic plasma light. And this is integrating for so many months now that this week is kind of like a culmination, a climax of all of these energies that we have been trying to integrate for many months. This is the week that you are probably going through a massive spiritual death and rebirth. Now, what are the signs? Now, I've talked about quite a bit in the past in many videos about the ascension symptoms that we'll be going through. I will touch on some of those in this video about what I've been feeling this week. But please watch my other videos if you haven't already. I have quite a bit of videos about ascension symptoms in full. Head to toe physical changes. Just like the saying where it's darkest before dawn, this week has been quite a heavy week of massive integration and purging. You are probably going through a lot of physical changes, emotions up and down, rage. You might be feeling an internal battle between your ego and all these traumas that want to keep the same, that want you to be small, and the new you, your soul aspects, higher dimensional, higher vibrational energies coming in that are trying to anchor in fully and deeply. This week is a massive time. You are becoming like the phoenix. From the ashes, you are being reborn into a more whole part of yourself, a more whole being. So even though we've been feeling all these energies for quite a few months, this is really like the week of really that final darkness that's being purged away. And that pressure, just like a diamond, how a diamond has to have pressure in order to have that perfect diamond. That's the same as you. It's your light body. It's your physical body. Your physical body, your light body is being killed off over and over in order for you to be reborn at a higher vibration, at a higher timeline, a higher new you. And this happens many times throughout the ascension process. So it happens over many years. You will have many climactic times where you will feel overwhelmed. Things are just overwhelming. The emotions are overwhelming. The pressure. Things are just the physical issues, old injuries, full body ascension symptoms, head pressure, especially in behind the neck, throat, like you can barely swallow. It might be hard to breathe, a lot of tightness in the chest, your heart beating, heart palpitations, feeling just these waves of anxiety and fear going through you. Because again, remember, the ego, all parts of self that are false identities, that are traumas, is being killed off layer by layer. So the ego will fight to the death. It will be an internal battle where you will literally feel that pressure building. I've also had this week, I've had quite a bit of circulatory issues. So you can feel like your legs going numb. You can feel like there's like your calves are so tight, the blood can't flow properly to your feet. Same as your hands. So there's just so much pressure in the inner core. The energy can't ground and dissipate out quick enough. So deep breathing helps immensely. Grounding in nature or doing grounding exercises also helps. Get your body moving to get these energies that are all just wrapped around tight, battling in order to allow them to release and to flow. So everything's happening for a reason. It's all perfect. You are safe. You are always okay. Remember, when things really ramp up and you feel like you're just gonna die, you have to surrender. It's time to surrender. Everything is right in our face. Everything's happening all at once because we are in a spiritual death. It's all happening perfectly. And it's the reason for that is because you are not meant to just ignore it. You can't ignore it anymore. This part of you is coming up to be seen, felt, known, and released for good, in order to bring in more of your light, more of your soul self, your true self, your authentic self, in order to be a more whole person, a whole being. This is what Ascension is all about. You will go through many death and rebirth cycles over many years. So this week is one of those death rebirth cycles. We've had so many energies for so long that this is really the integration, the final battle of this new layer of our light body being integrated so we can exist in a higher dimension, a higher timeline, multidimensional. In a few days, you are going to be a new person. Now, when we are reborn, that can also be very disorientating, because what happens is when you finally integrate a new aspect of yourself, a new aspect of your soul, the first couple of days is always like a sense of confusion. You feel like, I'm not normal. I feel weird. Who is Roxanne? She's gone. I don't know who I am anymore. I'm confused. You can feel out of balance, wobbly. You can feel like gravity's gone. It's a feeling of just the unknown. You feel like you've become something different. You don't know what it is. It's not good yet. It's scary. It's a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. But that's because you've been reborn. It's all okay. In a couple days, you will integrate that new part of yourself more fully, and you will become so much more whole, so much more all-knowing, and you will become more multidimensional than you ever were in the past. So when things are really overwhelming you right now, if you're walking around confused, you don't know who you are, you feel like you're lost, like you're not well, there's something wrong, it's probably because you just went through a death rebirth cycle. And it takes a few days to kind of get that energy integrated fully into your being. And then you can take a breath and you will know, okay, this is me. This is more me than I've ever been in my past, ever before. I've anchored in something huge, a part of yourself that's been lost for many lifetimes. This is more true to who you really are than you were a week ago or a month ago, right? Do something to really love yourself. Talk to this new part of yourself. Get to know it. It may want you to do things you've never done before. That's the new you, because the new you will always be something different than you always had before. So you might all of a sudden feel like doing something you've never done before, or you've never liked to do before. Follow through on those urges, those hunches. The new you might like to dance, and you might have been someone who hated dancing before. The new you might just want to play it, and just like a little 5-year-old, because again, you may have finally got back that inner child, that 5-year-old self that just wanted to play and be that little star child that you always were, that got traumatized and got scared and got blocked and went away. So whatever you're feeling, that the weirdness, if you're feeling urges to eat different foods, to try different things, all of it is all part of this new part of yourself. You've been reborn as a new person. So follow through with all that. Try doing something new. Try really to get in the body, get your body moving, get into nature. Any of these things can really get yourself more balanced and allow you to really feel that, okay, I'm okay. And I feel an eerie sense of calmness now. The anxiety is kind of over now for, again, temporarily, because we will be going through massive changes later on. But if you're feeling senses of bliss, or euphoria. Maybe you feel like you are on a DMT trip, like an acid trip. You feel like you're walking around in a virtual video game. All of these are signs of a new reborn or rebirth. So it's all okay. Have fun when you can, because later on you might go through another purge cycle, another death cycle. So when you're having those highs, enjoy it. Ride with that. Ride that wave and do all the new stuff that you want to do. Get out of the box. Get out of your old life. This is what Ascension's all about. To get out of the old, our old patterns, where we're stuck in these blinders, we're stuck in a box. All that's got to go. You just had a spiritual death and a rebirth. Now you need to become that new part, that new person that you are now, that new being, that new light that you are more fully anchored in now. You're literally letting go of any attachment to the old 3D, 4D matrix of fear and all that garbage. So you will feel lighter and brighter than ever before. But first you have to go through the death cycle, which you feel heavy, you feel horrible, you feel fearful, you feel scared. It's all the ups and downs of ascension. And just like a spiral, you might think you've healed something, because the spiral never ends. When we get to an inner core of something, the inner root of a trauma, things can really get scary, get really amplified, because you're closer and closer to your truth, which means this is that first trauma that instigated everything. It could have been something huge that happened in a past life or your childhood. Remember, when we heal something, you might think, okay, finally healed that, thank God. Then a couple of weeks goes by, a couple of months goes by, and it comes back around. You're like, what? I thought I already healed that. You did. You healed the one round. Now you're in inner core and you keep going. So the spiral keeps going. And this is what Ascension's all about. This is what life is all about. Everything's a spiral. This is what healing is all about. Everything is a spiral. You know, people can talk about it being up and down, but it's really a spiral. So everything is going perfectly for you. You're always safe. Really try to ground out energies when you feel that pressure is overwhelming, when you feel the emotions, get it out. Don't run from it. Actually, someone asked a really good question the other day about when something's triggered in you, when you have that emotion come up, when you can feel that darkness. Do you run away from it and just, no, love and light, love and light? Or do you deal with it? Do you go in? Because they were scared that if they feel that emotion, are they dropping back into 3D, back into the old matrix? Remember, healing, ascension is about diving deep into these traumas, feeling it. This is how we get it out. If you run from it, if you go, oh, no, I'm perfect, love and light, I'm protected, well, you're just numbing it. You're just allowing that to fester, to really take away more of your vibrancy, to keep you anchored into that low vibration. So everything has to be felt temporarily. When something's triggered in you, go within, feel it. Feel the max of something. Feel as much as you can. Because when you feel something, you let it out. Now it's out of your body for good. Now your vibration, you get to a higher and brighter level than you ever did in the past. Because that's a death. The death of something you don't want. The false identity that is not you. The part of yourself that is not the truth. And allow it to come up and out. Don't focus on it. Don't be angry at it. Don't judge it. Just love it. Just like a little wounded child or like a little lost kid. What would you do with that? You wouldn't be like, get out of the way. You would be like, what can I do? You know, you would love it. You would make it feel okay. So allow that to come up and out of you. Love that part of yourself. And guess what? After a few hours, a few days, that darkness will be gone, another layer of darkness, and you will be vibrating at a higher timeline in a higher dimension than you ever did before. It's all the death and rebirth of spiritual ascension. We'll see you soon on Earth 1111. If you like the video, please like it and comment and share it. I really appreciate that. It gets my videos out to more people that need the help. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. I'm Roxanne. This is Earth 1111. I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.